Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Ardy Lightfoot for the Super Nintendo. In the first video, we found out about a bunch of rainbow-colored crystals that contain a very nice power, a very powerful power that we can only get if we find all of them. We've already gotten one of them, the yellow one from Grounder, that mole with the spiky helmet that we fought near the end of the first video. And now we've found out that another rainbow crystal of sorts has been stolen from a nearby village, and now we are in the forest where that village is. So without further ado, let's begin. You may notice the rope on the tree to the left there. That's because in the Japanese version, there used to be animals that were tied to those trees. Those were taken out when the game was brought over to the West. Some things were removed. That was one of them. Also, Ardy Lightfoot's waiting pose was removed too for whatever reason. Also, you want to use those trampolines to get where you need to go. Now we're going to have to do some tail bouncing and platforming. Got to get some momentum. Got to try not to fall into the spikes there. If you can at least make it to here, you should be fine. In case you do get hit there, 1, you can always use your invulnerability to get over here, and 2, pecks in this chest if you need them. And you want to watch the trees here. There are berries in the trees there. And the berries, actually, some of them actually, contain berries that are actually monsters. They grow eyes and they fall down and try to eat you. Now this chest will always give you peck, but in case you don't have peck, it will give you peck, but plus it also gives you this little red power-up, this little oxygen tank of sorts. When I drop down here, throw peck with YRA, then you'll get on top of him and you'll ride him over here. I want to ride him to the right first. This gives us another oxygen tank that we can use to ride up here, skipping a whole bunch of platforming. Also going to go ahead and use the flying ability to get all the stars up there, and I'm going to let it run out so that way I can attack again. There were some berries over there that would have tried to eat us, some evil fruits of some sort. Jump over to the left, keep holding right on the control pad. Thankfully we didn't have to deal with those fruits at all. And I'm getting quite a few lives. And of course there's a continue point there, so you can always start at the trampolines as soon as you die. Even though we're pretty close to the end, it's still very much possible to die if you do some stuff wrong. Now we're gonna have to do some... I can never do this right for some reason. It is possible to do it right, but... well, sometimes I can't. Now we're gonna have to do another running jump after leaping off those enemies to get onto the spike pit, or in my case, floundering my way past it. If I can do it just right... nope. I must have jumped a little bit too soon. Don't necessarily have to hit the continue point in order to trigger it again, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, because why not? And I'm going to go up here to get some more stars again, so that way, it'll be a little easier to replace the life that I lost. I never said this was going to be a playthrough in which I didn't lose a life. You gotta have to get really good to do something like that. Trust me on that. Very good. Now let's see if we can do this time. I want to see if I can do something right. Okay, you can tail bounce over there in case you make it. It is possible to make it, you just gotta jump at the very edge. Also, I'm not worried about the next level as soon as you follow Catry over here to the tree house. This little tree fortress. Because, whenever you start a new stage, you get Peck back. Also, Don Jacoby has taken control of that little flying machine there, taking it off the green guy's hands, and now he's gonna make our way up there. We finally met John Jacoby. Also, anyway, some of these platforms are rotating. You're going to have the tail bounce off of them as soon as you get onto them. That allows us to get some stars, as well as that extra life that I just picked up. Also allows us to get up here. Now there will be some green guys coming off these little slopes here. You want to get rid of them as soon as possible, otherwise they will spawn infinitely, and they can be a headache if that happens. Also, this second slope, you do have to drop off the right edge of it to get to the continue point. You do have to do a little bit of work there to save your progress there, but thankfully, as long as you got Peck and you're getting rid of all these green guys with the throw attack, you shouldn't have much of a problem. And when you get up here, it doesn't seem like there's any place you can go, but Don Jacoby helps you out here. But of course, these green guys will be firing shots at you, and you're going to have to alternate between climbing down, sliding down, and going back up. Dang it. I was so close to the end too. But you kind of had the sense of what it is you needed to do when you got down here. I have to say, where's Don Jacoby? And it is possible to accidentally slide off the thing. And if you get hit, hold up. Ow. Yeah, if you get hit on that thing, hold up. And you should be able to stay on the thing. And I'm going to go back down here to get not one extra life, but two, thanks to the stars. Thought I might as well just go ahead and do that. Now it's time to make our way up there again. Thankfully, this part isn't too hard. Thankfully, this part isn't as hard as me trying to make coherent sentences through the first two videos of this Let's Play, this one and the one that I did before doing this one. It's the part afterwards that's the hard part. And I'm trying not to slide down too far down. Because I'm trying not to get hit a whole bunch. You're better off just You're better off just tapping down instead of holding it for like a second. Otherwise, you're going to keep messing this up again and again and again, and that's no fun for anyone. Ah, I thought I dodged him this time. Well, I guess I might as well go ahead and grab the one up there again. Why not? Always helps to grab as many stars as you possibly can. Ooh. Gonna let him slide down before I get up there again. Well, in case I keep dying here, I can always get extra lives. And eventually gain the unexpected extra one-up. It's like the game gives you quite a few lives. There we go. It's like the game always gives you lives, even though it knows it is hard. It's like, oh, I know that I'm hard to beat, but here's a life. Here's a bone to throw to you. Just like right there. Since I hit this continue point, I'll always continue right here, right before the boss door, and that one-up will always respawn. So in case Catcher gives you a hard time, which she will, you can always get that extra life, and then you can get right on back in the game. Now here's how this boss battle works. You got 4 buttons, red, blue, yellow, and green. Each one corresponds to a boxing glove. Ow. So if I hit the green one, it's going to set off the green boxing glove, the red one sets off the red, blue sets off blue, yellow sets off yellow. You're going to have to do some moving and button hitting in order to beat Catchery. And this battle can be difficult, especially if this is your first time playing. Want to get up here and hit the green one first. Now I'm going to charge up the jump here and try to get on yellow. Now I'm going to have to do that again. Now get on yellow. And then I have to make my way over to red. And that was a lot easier than I expected it to be. So you're going to be hitting her with the green one, then the yellow one twice, and then the red one twice. Now you have to move up to her in order to trigger the next cutscene. And when you do, she basically just shoves past you and runs off and glides off the platform there with the crystal that she stole from the village. And when she does, she gets eaten by a sandworm in the pool. When we chase after her, we get eaten as well. I love this stage. This one's a little simpler. Still gotta be careful though. Oh, by the way, acid droplets. Those hurt you. Don't let them touch you. Also, the little green guys are now skeletons because, well, they've been eaten. They move faster than their flesh-bound counterparts because they are no longer in flesh prisons and are now skeletons. You have to hit them with peck in order to get rid of them. If you jump on them with the tail bounce, they just fall apart like the dry bones in the Super Mario games. By the way, to grab a rope, just jump up into it and hold up as you do so. Hold left or right to jump left or right off of a rope in the direction you want to jump off. And be careful when you do this because you do gain some momentum as soon as you jump off. So jump off, be ready to hold up, and again. I love that the game actually gives you this little sound saying, hey, you turned around on the rope. Which is nice. Don't know why you necessarily need that, but it's still nice to have nonetheless. Now, you can use a rope here, but I'm just going to drop straight down. Stay in the center, left, then right. Those walls with the spikes do close in on you if you spend enough time on the rope, so you want to be careful and make sure that Ardy's body is facing away from the so-called moving mouse, so to speak. And once you make it down here, you'll find Catchery, who is unconscious, and you'll take that light green rainbow crystal. In the Japanese version, you see her skeleton. You don't see Catchery's actual body. In other words, she's eaten. I guess they censored that to make it more of a family game in the West. Now you gotta be careful making your way up here. Don't hit any acid droplets, don't hit any spikes. Be ready to hold up to grab the rope as soon as you jump off of a rope to grab another one. And you make it to the top here. Don Jacoby cuts off the mouth of the sandworm there and frees you. It's like he knew you were there. And then he goes into this ancient pyramid. Ardy follows suit for scene 7, which is where we're gonna pick up next time. So join me next time where I go through the ancient pyramid in search of who knows what. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching!